The Third South Summit, Leaving No One Behind. The Third South Summit brought together the 134 members of the Group of 77 and China to boost South-South cooperation on trade, investment, sustainable development, climate change, poverty eradication, and digital economy, among other areas. The theme of the summit was Leaving No One Behind. Group of 77. The Group of 77, as also known as G77, was established on 15 June 1964 by 77 developing countries, being signatories of the Joint Declaration of the 77 Developing Countries, issued at the end of the first session of the United Nations Conference on Trade and Development in Geneva on 15 June 1964. Although the members of the G77 have increased to 135 countries, the original name was retained due to its historic significance. The Group of 77 is the largest intergovernmental organization of developing countries in the United Nations. AIM provides the platform for South to discuss and promote its collective economic interests, enhances its joint negotiating capacity on all major international economic issues, promote South-South cooperation. Third South Summit. The South Summit is the supreme decision body of the Group of 77. The summit highlighted the commitment in implementing various global agenda, including the 2030 Agenda for Sustainable Development, the Addis Ababa Action Agenda, the Paris Agreement on Climate Change, the New Urban Agenda, and the Sendai Framework for Disaster Risk Reduction. It emphasized that there can be no sustainable development without peace, and no peace without sustainable development, and called for a just and peaceful solution of the Palestinian-Israeli conflict. The member countries identified poverty eradication as the greatest global challenge and highlighted the need for better rural development strategies and social protection schemes. Called for meaningful contributions to climate finance, including the delivery of $100 billion per year and the doubling of adaptation finance by 2025, encouraging an ambitious new finance goal at the 2024 United Nations Climate Change Conference, COP29. Member countries urged multilateral development banks to meet the financing needs of all developing countries, including low and middle-income countries, through concessional finance and grants. It also emphasized the need for more investment in science, technology and innovation, digital literacy, vocational education, distant education, and training and lifelong learning. What is Global South? The term Global South does not have a strict geographical definition. Many countries included in the Global South are in Northern Hemisphere, such as India, China, and all those in the northern half of Africa, whereas Australia and New Zealand, though both in the Southern Hemisphere, they are not included in the Global South. There are a total of 78 countries in Global South, including China, India, Brazil, Argentina, and Egypt. It refers to countries often characterized as developing, less developed, or underdeveloped, primarily located in Africa, Asia, and Latin America. These nations typically experience higher levels of poverty, income inequality, and challenging living conditions compared to the wealthier nations of the Global North. The Global North is richer nations that are located mostly in North America and Europe, with some additions in Oceania and elsewhere.